Howdy, y'all. This is Proverbs 28 in the NKJV for May 28th, 2023. The wicked flee when no one pursues, but the righteous are as bold as a lion. Because of the transgressions of a land, many are its princes, but by a man of understanding and knowledge, right will be prolonged. A poor man who oppresses the poor is like a driving rain which leaves no food. Those who forsake the law praise the wicked, but such as keep the law contend with them. Evil men do not understand justice, but those who seek the Lord understand all. Better is the poor who walks in his integrity than one perverse in his ways, though he be rich. Whoever keeps the law is a discerning son, but a companion of gluttons shames his father. One who increases his possessions by usury and extortion gathers it for him who will pity the poor. One who turns away his ear from hearing the law, even his prayer is an abomination. Whoever causes the upright to go astray in an evil way, he himself will fall into his own pit, but the blameless will inherit good. The rich man is wise in his own eyes, but the poor who has understanding searches him out. When the righteous rejoice, there's a great glory, but when the wicked arise, men hide themselves. He who covers his sins will not prosper, but whoever confesses and forsakes them will have mercy. Happy is the man who is always reverent, but he who hardens his heart will fall into calamity. Like a roaring lion and a charging bear is a wicked ruler over poor people. A ruler who lacks understanding is a great oppressor, but he who hates covetousness will prolong his days. A man burdened with bloodshed will flee into a pit. Let no one help him. Whoever walks blamelessly will be saved, but he who is perverse in his ways will suddenly fall. He who tills his land will have plenty of bread, but he who follows frivolity, I got that right the first time, sorry. But he who follows frivolity will have poverty enough. A faithful man will abound with blessings, but he who hastens to be rich will not go unpunished. To show partiality is not good, because for a piece of bread a man will transgress. A man with an evil eye hastens after riches, and does not consider that poverty will come upon him. He who rebukes a man will find more favor afterwards than he who flatters with the tongue. Whoever robs his father or mother and says, "It's no transgression," the same is a companion to a destroyer. He who's of a proud heart stirs up strife, but he who trusts in the Lord will be prospered. He who trusts in his own heart is a fool, but whoever walks wisely will be delivered. He who gives to the poor will not lack, but he who hides his eyes will have many curses. When the wicked arise, men hide themselves, but when they perish, the righteous increase. So, the one that's pointing at me right now is go till your land. My garden is awaiting on me. Stuff needs watered. I'm still running some irrigation, but I was working, so. Church, house church, work, well, family time, then work. So, I'll say it every time, but this is a really important one. 28:1. The wicked flee, run away, worry, they're anxious, they're tormented when no one pursues. But the righteous are as bold as a lion. Live in the light, live righteously. What can be said? Talking about it today at house church, imposter syndrome, and whether it's family or work or church, Christian life, and following Jesus, like imposter syndrome is real, right? But for Buddy Jeff, it's like he said before, he wants to live like a Jesus freak, essentially. And I'm like, lean into it, man. What are people going to say? Like, oh, he's crazy. And then when they get to know you, like, he's just as crazy in real life at house church and with friends. Like, he really loves Jesus, that dude. So, walk in the light. I've told so many people that verse over time, and it's like, I think it falls on deaf ears a lot of time, where it's like, okay, and it's like, you don't realize the significance of this. This is like the wisest person ever, right? Trying to write down his knowledge for somebody, And then you've got Jesus showing up later telling people as a commandment not to worry. And like basically poking fun, like, can you make yourself taller by worrying? No? Oh, don't worry. So this is not the same. This is not exactly the same. But we don't have a whole lot to worry about when we keep our eyes focused on what we're supposed to be doing, where we're supposed to be going. And actually, I've got more on this verse today. Thank you, Spirit. Mike, the pastor, preached on this today, and he jokingly said, if you're going to be a Christian, you're going to have to learn a lot of big words, which is funny, but I've heard that before. It's true. There are a lot of just things, righteousness not being the longest, but being one. And we get a lot of stigma and kind of preloading on that term from our experience. But what it means is like right relationship. So we're in the right relation to the law, to Jesus. So if we're walking correctly and in the right relationship, even when we stumble and we fall, we shouldn't be, I was going to say convicted, but that's not right. We should be convicted by the Spirit. We should repent, and then, but we shouldn't be condemned. That's what I'm looking for. Convicted, not condemned. And then once we have repented, we're forgiven. That's it, right? So, right relation. Today was a good one. I want to make a post about it, or make a short, I guess. But it's all about, like, get moving. And I've said it before, like, Mike is big on move your body to respond to the Spirit, And that's what, it jives with Father of Psychology, William James, like kind of the mind will follow the body. So act happy to be happy. So move your body. You're not feeling Jesus nearby. You're not feeling the Spirit in you. Move your body. Move it. Move your body. Make a joyful noise. Dance. Whatever. Hit your knees. Put your hands out. Put your hands together. Start moving your body. Let's take a step at a time. Right? Here's my 2 cents. Also, we talked at church today. It's like we do want to be in constant meditation on Word and on what the Spirit's telling us and constant prayerfulness. But sometimes just doing the work, right? Doing what you're called to do, doing what you're concentrating on. Schoolwork, work, family work. We're supposed to work heartily as for the Lord, right? So how hard are you working if you're really trying to maintain active prayer and what you're doing? So friend is an electrician, right? And that's what he was talking about, trying to actively pray. And it's like, yes and no. You can be ruminating and meditating, but to be running your mouth or your thoughts, chatter in the skull, as Watts calls it, then it's like you're praying, you cut yourself, or you mess up what you're doing. Now you're praying for your temper and their anger, and just you still got to do the work. So it's like sometimes you just focus on the work, So Zen meditation. I love raking rocks, sand, fires, tending fires, and raking out hot coals to make sure it burns completely. Love it. But you can do that in a way where it's just the action and there's no mind, and you're clear in your mind, right? And quieting your mind is okay. Completely emptying your mind, that's not good. That's not what we're supposed to do. But quiet of the Spirit, quiet contemplation. Sometimes prayer can look just like silence, right? You're just sitting with the Lord and just listening. I could be outside. I'm facing a sunset right now. That could be in your garden. That could be just quiet in your favorite chair, Bible in your lap. Maybe not. Wherever. I realize I'm way off the Proverbs train today, but feeling it. A lot of this chapter is basically do right. Do, help the poor. Give what you have. Don't be dishonest. Don't get money by using the poor. Don't be too cruel. I mean, all the way down, and that's what we're saying. He who rebukes a man will find more favor afterwards. If you rebuke somebody gently and in love, they may get really offended. And if you can keep your cool and you can not mouth off out of your own pride and ego, I'm willing to bet that person will ruminate what you said and turn it over in their mind. Maybe they're not going to call you up and be like, I'm sorry, shouldn't have said that, jumped off the handle. Or, hey, I thought about it and you were right. But you just plant the seeds of God's word and God's love in people's life and in their mind. Let God, if you have the ability, water those seeds, right? Otherwise, trust that God led you to plant those seeds and is going to bless that effort, and that He will continue the work that He started in somebody, including you, with the people that you affect too. I think that's all I got, man. He who gives to the poor will not lack, but he who hides his eye will have many curses. I try to give what I can. And sometimes, more often than not, it's like, Peter, I believe it was, right? I have not silver and gold, but I have Jesus to share with you. All right. I told everybody I was done with work, and I recorded this because I got the sunlight. I hope my audio is decent. I'm going to be very upset if it's 12 minutes of terribleness. And, man, I wish I had some more YouTuber friends because I got questions. How come other people can put music on shorts and adjust the volume, but I can't? Is it because they're using like a different editing software, not just the YouTube app? Whatever. Lord, continue to send me the right people in my life. Or continue to drive me to do this work if this is what you want me to do, because it requires more knowledge than I have, and I would like to continue to make this better for everybody. I stopped using my earbuds, if you notice, because I can never get the sound right. And then when I get the sound right, one of them stops working or gets clogged up. Gonna keep working on it. Maybe a lapel mic, but then you're gonna hear it brush against my beard. So I'm learning. Go with God. Be blessed. You learn. Give thanks and honor for those who gave their lives for Memorial Day tomorrow. And go with God. Be blessed.